CryptoClover here. I wanted to go over a couple different things. Wait till some more people get online. But if you're watching this video after the fact, I'm going to be looking into billion-dollar market cap coins, kind of where I'm seeing some different things that are trending right now at the moment. I've kind of made some different series of videos, and so one of the last ones I did was kind of going into the privacy coins and kind of looking in depth at kind of where you can pick up some of those in the different markets. And so for this one, I'm going to be looking more at the kind of the larger market cap coins, because this is kind of a good example of some different things to look at in terms of right now is Tuesday here in Asia. It's a Monday night in the States, and so one of the trends that you're seeing is that time period there's not a whole lot of trading going down, and a lot of trading that's really happening in the market, and a lot of the billion-dollar market cap coins tend to kind of stabilize in a lot of ways, just because there's everything's kind of moving in a sideways market. And so right now there's $33 billion market cap coins, and so I figure this is going to be a little bit better for me right now because of the Wi-Fi issues I was having the other day. But let me move this up here. Bear with me, guys. I know it's probably late for some of you guys in the States. What's going on, Crypto Ray? Bison News, Barbara Florentine. Alrighty, so right here, you can see in terms of like $10 billion market cap coins, we currently have 7. And so there was some different things I had loaded up before in terms of what I was going to show you guys. But this is mainly kind of where I'm seeing some of the larger coins right now. You're seeing in terms of new coins that have really come on the scene, it's been really 4 through 7. So Bitcoin, Cardano, Neo, and Stellar Lumens. Litecoin is typically not really a coin that's traded so much. So part of the reason this coin has been around for so long, and so it has a lot of history, and it tends to kind of peak at certain times in the market. But the issue with it is it's kind of more of like due to uncertainty, in my opinion, with what's going on with Bitcoin. So we can just take a look here. Just recently, you really saw Bitcoin had rose to about $20,000 in kind of early December timeframe, and then basically what you would see, you saw a huge surge come into Litecoin. Everyone was kind of getting out, and that's when you saw the market cap really explode. It basically went to 0.02. And so it other than that though, it's really stable, and part of that is because it's just so widely distributed. I mean, there's not, there's never really, these numbers really aren't, factoring in all that well, and these are much smaller exchanges where the APIs might not be updating correctly. But for the most part, the price is fairly stable. With the larger exchanges, it's offered in so many different places, and it's kind of more of a transactional coin, and so it's not really one that people are, in my opinion, are really kind of trading. And so the same kind of goes for Ethereum in a lot of ways. I think that if you're looking at the markets, with Ethereum, there's a lot more opportunity to get into coins that kind of work off of the Ethereum protocol, if you will, or kind of platform, or integrate with it in some way. And so I think that those coins have a little bit more opportunity in the market, and typically those ones are trading quite a bit higher. Populous and Vertasen would be two examples. But one of the things I wanted to take a look at here was some of the ones that were trending today. I think one of the reasons why I was having issues with the stream yesterday may have been just everything I got going on my laptop right now. So I'm trying to get my computer out here so I can get this going a little bit better. But so EOS, IOTA, Dash, Monero, Tron, these are ones that really rose quite a bit in the market recently, and have kind of come down and settled a little bit. All of them are trending down right now. And you kind of see different coins that start to rise and kind of peak and then kind of start a slow gradual decline as maybe they're not traded as much as they were for whatever reason. If you're looking at the market in terms of where the trading action is, and typically you need to start with Korea. And so let's take a look at the Korean exchanges. Unfortunately, you can't really get historical data on the historical trends with some of the exchanges unless you're really kind of in the exchange themselves. So one of the things that I try to do with these streams is document that a little bit, because I don't really have a good place to get the data right now. But BitHum, I kind of gone over these a little bit in my last stream on some of the exchanges. Let me pull these up here real quick just so I can kind of show you guys. Bear with me one sec. These exchanges have gone down quite a bit. Coin1's at number 18 right now. And how far do I have to scroll down to get into some of these other ones? CoinNest is at 24. So really, one of the things I had mentioned was basically the big five that you have here. And so BitHum doesn't have a whole lot of cryptocurrency pairs, but there's always been a tremendous amount of volume. So right now, Ripple's trending highest, but we've seen these numbers in the 2 to 3 billions for a pretty sustained period of time. So that is, but it only offers like 12 coins. And so the volumes have come down a little bit. You know, BitHum was, for a while there, was number 1. Now what we're seeing, let's scroll this up a little bit. So now Upbit has really kind of taken over in terms of the Korean exchanges. It's still not trending number 1, it's third at doing about 1.5 billion in trading in a 24-hour period. BitHum is doing about $1 billion. So the volumes have really dropped off of BitHum. And these are some of the other ones that were trending in the top 5. Coin1, which is now at 18th. Again, not that many cryptocurrency pairs. And if you're looking at CoinNest, this was another one. This has a few more pairs. This was probably the 4th exchange major exchange that we were seeing out of Korea. 8 share, trending number 1 right now. And this was the other one, Corbit. You know, we saw this, you know, really kind of right behind Coin1 in the Korean exchanges, but again, only six pairs. And so so basically what you have is you don't have as many options. And I think one of the things that you saw with Upbit and kind of how you get into that exchange is they have this Kodak like kind of mobile app platform. So there's a lot more ability to get into Upbit in Korea. It's still a little bit difficult if you're outside of the Korean market to get into that exchange. But that is kind of where you're seeing some different activity in terms of, I guess, wealth distribution amongst the billion-dollar market cap coins. So you're not really seeing them trading as much, but when you were seeing large volumes of trading in the past, typically it was in, you know, Litecoin, it was in Ethereum, it was in Tron at one point. It was trending really high, especially in the kind of the Korean exchange market, including Binance, because their servers are there. There's just been a little bit of a distribution. And so right now what I'm seeing is the opportunity right now is in really kind of those mid-market billion-dollar coins. And so I'm gonna point those out to you right now, kind of go over those. So the ones that I would say that are kind of like in the top 7, so the kind of the new ones, Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Neo, and Stellar, those may just be, you know, wait for them to kind of dip a little bit and pick those up, but they're kind of trending down, and you're seeing ones basically from that 8th position to the 32nd, 33rd position. Those are where you're seeing a lot of coins that are trending right now. And so gas, you know, all of the coins that I listed in the title on there don't have $1 billion market cap. So they're all the kind of smaller coins that are basically getting ready to kind of enter that space. There's just more stability with these larger coins. And right now you're seeing just everything's in the red. And I think there's just a little bit of a consolidation period and kind of this, you know, midweek time frame, because a lot of people are just, for the most part, getting out of cryptocurrency. It tends to be traded a lot heavier on the weekends. So let me show you guys just kind of some of the volumes that we're seeing. There's like January 4th is still, in terms of like the volume, January 4th was still the largest time period in terms of trading in a 24-hour period. So we haven't hit that volume that we were seeing on January 4th for some time. Everything's kind of been trending down. And just looking in the last day, you can see it's just, volumes are much, much lower than they were. I mean, we were seeing this in 70 billion in trading. Now we're seeing it, really creeping down in the 20s. And so backing up a little bit further, a week ago, this was at 33,000. So a lot of the news that's kind of been out is a lot of this pullback had a lot to do with the Chinese New Year. And this is kind of a phenomenon that we see for quite a bit, but the volume in tradings have really, pulled back. And where we were seeing the volumes when a lot of the markets were humming was in Korea. And you're seeing a little bit of the volume shift out of those exchanges that were traditionally doing a tremendous amount of volume. And there may be a lot of different reasons for that. I'm not in Korea, haven't been to Korea other than the airport. So I'm interested in that market. It's a hard one to get into, and they're certainly trying to crack down, regulate it a little bit more. And so that may have something to do with some of the trends that we're seeing, quarter by quarter. Let me check on the chat for a little bit. Verge seems like a pump and dump thing. Let's take a look at Verge. I just bought some the other day. It is trending down. Let's take a look at the last 3 months. I mean, this is typical sometimes of coins. This is the last 3 month time period. We're seeing that, basically the market cap was about 120, 130 billion, really shot up, 3.3 billion, boom. It had just surged in value. And there was really pullback, volumes kind of dissipated, and now it's kind of trending down. Now it's almost out of the $1 billion market cap. Not quite, but so it went up. Part of that just may be attributed to the McAfee effect. There was certain people certainly talking about it, but seeing where it's traded, it's being traded in a lot of different exchanges. It is a privacy coin. It's in a lot of these exchanges. There's been the ability to kind of get into all of these different exchanges by not using Bitcoin, by using something like Verge, sending back and forth. And so this allows you to transact a little bit better. And so these coins that have opportunity in the market in terms of arbitrage is I think one of the things you have to look at, because you can see here it's trending at about, well, let me change this to Bitcoin price. We have in the 700s, in terms of like Satoshis and their value, and you can kind of see the exchanges over here, and you can pick this up, for about 800 or so. If you get into like HIT BTC, you're trading in Ethereum, 725. So do the math on that. So typically, like you get into some of these things, and if there's activity in the different exchanges, you'll see those expand quite a bit more. And there's 10-15% arbitrage opportunities just trading a currency between different exchanges. And you may want to move things around as a trader if the market tends to be shifting in that way. And I think right now that was kind of one of the things that you saw with Upbit for a little bit. In my opinion, you had 5 major exchanges that were really pumping out a lot of volume in Korea. There was a lot of kind of press and news during that, the last month or so. And now you're seeing this one exchange that's kind of taken off that has a lot more offerings. And in terms of the way I understand it, is it's a little bit more accessible through your phone. And so that's one of the reasons for the success that it's had in Korea. So I think right now, January, February, March, there's been a lot of talk that people are speculating the price of Bitcoin might be going down, even kind of retracting back into like a $7,000 or $8,000 price point. So if that were true, and that's the trend that we may be seeing, I think that the opportunity you're going to see is when people start getting into all of these smaller market cap coins. They tend to really take off in certain areas, and that's one of the primary places I'm trying to focus right now, because that's where you're seeing the market. So taking a look at the coins that I mentioned in the title, so gas at the 46th position is up 30%. You're kind of coming down the list. For the most part, it's red, 7% drops. The next one we see is Dent. I don't know much about this. We can take a look at this in a little bit. You're seeing a Smartcash, Pillar is kind of also one I don't know a whole lot about, and Wax. Those are kind of the ones that are trending. These are all, Wax being the smallest, still in the top 100, 250, so about $250 million. That might be a good, maybe kind of cap right now in terms of getting into some of those coins that are in that kind of $250 million to $1 billion market cap. There's a lot of opportunity in those, and those are ones you're seeing really trend and gaining a lot of value. There's just a little bit of, they're a little bit harder to get into. Like, let's just take a look at Wax. This would be the smallest one on the list. In terms of like, if you're wanting to get into this, you can buy from Huobi. Now, Huobi is a Chinese exchange. HitBTC is a popular one, and that's kind of where you're seeing the volumes right here. I don't know much about this Bitbox, but these are much smaller exchanges. Coin being a Korean exchange, I believe. But HitBTC, you really have one exchange. So if you don't have an account with HitBTC, you really can't get into this coin, and that tends to be true. Or maybe there's not a whole lot of opportunity to get into it to trade it, But let's take a look at some of the other ones that were on that list. So Pillar. So $64 billion, $60. It's really taken off recently, especially today. So we saw it come and pump on 7th, 8th of January. Zoom in a little bit. So not a whole lot of volume, really came up, leveled out for a little bit, and now it's taken another surge. Cryptopia, hit BTC, really two exchanges. You have Ether Delta. Ether Delta, as I've mentioned, tends to be a little bit more difficult to transact with. It's not as easy to really, trade as Cryptopia and hits BTC. So let's take a look at Dent. This is 4 cents right now. It's up 20% today. And looking here, just in the last, since last month or so, December 12th was at 24 million. Not a whole lot of volume. And then raised again in that same time frame, like January 5th. It's really when we saw the peak in volume. We saw another peak on January 9th. Let's take a look at the market. CoinRail, KuCoin, hit BTC. Really, KuCoin and hit BTC. I don't know much about this CoinRail, but that's where 62% of the volume is. Korean exchange. Surprise, surprise. Well, it's trading really heavily in Korea. Might be one to take a look at. So, but that's kind of the list when you're kind of looking at a lot of these, most of these other coins are, for the most part, kind of trending down. They tend to kind of just pop in the market from different times. And so a lot of people kind of getting in and out of different exchanges. Pillar is a multi-dimensional wallet, very interesting open community development project. Good to know, thank you, Ed. Cliff High pumps Pillar as well. Once Electroneum hits more exchanges, may go higher. Yeah. Dentacoin future is very bright. Let's see here. Dentacoin. I gotta check the spelling because I had Dent in the title. Let's take a look at Dentacoin. 500 million market cap, pretty big. Boom, look at this surge on the 8th. Where's it trading? Hit BTC, Coin Exchange, Cryptopia, Mercatox. This Mercatox exchange is kind of interesting. I set up an account, haven't really traded with it, but you know, there's trading going on there. Rayblocks is trading pretty heavily, which was trending quite a bit here in the past month. But yeah, that's an interesting one to take a look at. Playing around with this crypto bridge exchange. Looks like an interesting project. I just set up an account. It's supposed to be like essentially like a decentralized exchange, and it's just going to be hosted. I think you might start seeing some things like Bittorrent Technology. So for those of you guys who don't know much about this, I want to do just a little bit of a deviation here. Talk about BitTorrents. So BitTorrents, for those of you guys who don't know much about it, you have a client, and these are able to, using a community, transact just a tremendous amount of data over some different protocols and whatnot. So let's see, let's bring up the Wikipedia. Take a shot every time he opens a new tab. Yeah, I know it. I can't wait to get my computer set up. I'm just doing it on this dinky little laptop, but hey, it's in the mail apparently. Should be here any day. So it's a peer-to-peer file sharing. So I'm just going to do a little bit of an overview on this because I was really very interested in this technology beforehand. And so essentially it acts as, the idea is that you're seeding files. So you have files on your computer that you're seeding. It's almost, in a lot of ways, it's almost kind of like staking. So you're transacting kind of with the network, not all the time, but certain times it can really bog down your internet connection. Now, in a lot of American internet companies, I've been around and dealt with a lot of them. They've been having different tactics to throttle the amount of traffic if you're doing a tremendous amount of volume. And so what they'll do is they'll just they'll throttle your connection. They'll do different things. And so basically those are some of the ways that people have kind of battled that in a lot of ways. So it tends to so you're using, this might be a little bit of a good diagram. You're seeding different pieces of files, and I'm not going to get too much into this because I'm still members of a lot of these different torrent sites. There's an interesting community behind these guys. A lot of the moderators and whatnot are very technically inclined to kind of make these communities grow. They're not really getting paid necessarily to support it, but they're just interested in the technology. But the BitTorrent aspect, I think, is really interesting, in terms of how that's going to be integrated, with the blockchain. A lot of, kind of what I've been hearing was that was kind of the direction Ethereum was going. However, there's, issues, with that and with content and whatnot. Being as it's an American-based project, and you're seeing all of these smart contracts and different, things that are kind of integrated into the Ethereum platform. It's becoming, its own thing. You had a fork with Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic is kind of remaining true to the original roadmap of Ethereum. And so those are kind of, interesting dynamics. The two typically are not very good to trade, but they are fairly stable coins right now. I don't see it as something that would be open to something like Bittorrent to host large files. So for instance, like streaming video, things of that nature, they use up a lot of data. And making it so that, like I think for you guys who've been following my stream, I've got to be the YouTuber with the most amount of internet connectivity issues. For those of you guys that were on my stream yesterday, I apologize for that. It's just, I think it had something to do with what was going on my computer, and that's why I'm doing this as it is. But this is a little spot that I'm setting up here in Saigon. I'm going to be doing a trading floor, so I'm going to do probably some different wallpaper or something. But I got a little bit of a kitchen, and I'm going to be setting up like basically 2 desks. I'm going to be kind of loading them up with computers and working with some people to build something. So I've been talking to some different people, and I got some interesting stuff. Yeah, I got a little bit of a view. If you're a professional trader, you have to know some of these lending platforms are promising unreasonable returns. I don't necessarily think that. I think you can set up the software to be able to cash in on different price points. I had success doing this in California with some people I was working with. I don't know enough about what's going on behind the platform to really speak on it. I do know it's possible. I'm still in the dark on a lot of things that are going on in respect with that. So I get into lending platforms from the ICO. Don't reinvest and pull money out every day. It's a weird market. Very high risk. So a lot of people are they're looking for passive income. They're looking for ability to get into crypto and be, financially secure. It's a very volatile market. I think right now, just following some of the advice of what I'm doing, I think you do a lot better than any lending platform. Getting into positions with a lot of these smaller market cap coins, even if it's just a little bit, when they go 20x up in value. I mean, that's one thing I was kind of doing, is I was putting like 0.1 Bitcoin in a lot of these different coins and whatnot, and just buying in the cheapest exchange or whatnot, and just, for right now, holding. Some of them I'll put put limits on and see if I want to, sell out at a certain price point. I got that with Ripple right now. I want to get out of Ripple, but I still think it's going to go up in value, and so I'm still holding until I get to a price point where I feel more comfortable. I should have gotten out at 350, but I don't know, just the way it was trending. I just and as much as traveling as I was doing, I wasn't really in a position to do that. Want to cash out, but which way is better, through BTC or Ethereum? I think, yeah, Ethereum would be better. You can even cash out into Litecoin or something. Like, that's like, it's a transactional coin. Like, it's not going anywhere. Like, the value is pretty stable. So same thing with Ethereum. It's going to be better than Bitcoin. It's going to be cheaper to get into the different exchanges. So for sure, but not all of the different exchanges offer trading on Ethereum Litecoin pairs. So there may be another like transaction per se. So those are just things you need to be aware of. Thoughts on KuCoin? Yeah, I'm trading in there a little bit. I haven't like put my referral link out or things like that. I mean, I guess that's one way I can start, you know, maybe getting a little bit of support from some of these videos I'm doing, because I don't really feel comfortable doing lending platforms right now. But this is KuCoin right here. And I was trading a little bit of HSR, you can see here. It's, you know, you're able to kind of zoom out. I like the graphing, whatnot, and you can see, you know, there's, you know, opportunity. You've got the volume here. So, you know, I got to sign in. Some of these exchanges, like I get kicked out and whatnot if I'm not active in them. Yeah, KuCoin, I want to show you guys, like, it's, you know, it's following suit with Binance in a lot of ways. And I think it was like 18th or something the other day. Let's see where it's at. Yeah, it's 14. It's climbing. Check this out. KuCoin. That's 14th largest exchange now. 150 million in trading. Well, you know, it trades kind of some weird things. You know, let's take a look at, I mean, these are ones I don't have positions in, but I might be interested. Let's take a look at these. There's like 3 of them here. So Rayblox, you know, Rayblox, you know, had a huge pump. Most of that trading, you know, happening in KuCoin, right to BTC, really just KuCoin. So this is a coin that pumped in this market primarily. There's not a whole lot of other big markets that you can pick this up in. You know, Market Talks might be one. You know, I don't know anything about this, right? BTC, but it's pretty much KuCoin. That's where all the trading is. And so that's why for me, you know, I saw it pump. You know, it's 2.4 billion in terms of the market cap. It's a huge coin, but and that's now. Like when it rose, it was 4.3 billion. So let's zoom in a little bit. 4.3 billion in terms of its market cap on January 2nd, when it had been 500 million on December 6th. So in 1 month, this coin just exploded. And you can see it's kind of leveling out here. Now it's being offered in a lot of different, you know, exchanges. I don't really have access to these exchanges. And I think one of the things I'm looking at is, you know, to me, this is Asian, or, you know, it's some sort of, you know, non-American exchange based. Like there's like, this seems to me like this is all maybe something that you're seeing in other parts, you know, different phenomena in other parts of the world in terms of the trading activity. Binance coin is shit. It's not equity, dummies. It's been going up in value. I've been trying to trade with it a little bit. You know, basically one of the things I'm doing is I'm getting like a converter, and like I just want to put like 0.1 Bitcoin in terms of the valuation in. I don't know really what that is in you know, in BNB, but I am holding, you know, some BNB, and then I do the conversion. I figure out how much I need for 0.1 Bitcoin valuation, and then I can trade in Binance, you know, using that coin. And that's typically the way I do it. That's kind of a hard switch for people, like when they're doing that in their head, you know, because when you kind of first initially start getting into trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, it's typically in Bitcoin with the different exchanges, and that's your valuation. And you have to kind of get a little bit away from the dollar valuation, because when you're trading the Bitcoin value. You're not trading a USD fiat conversion rate. You're always trading in Bitcoin. And a lot of people like to trade in other currencies, Litecoin, Ethereum, and whatnot. You have to kind of make that conversion in your head. Now, some of these, you know, web services like CoinMarketCap, and I'm actually, tomorrow's video is going to be one that I'm going to go over a bunch more. I've got like about 7 or 8 of them I want to cover for tomorrow's live stream. But these are typically, you know, fairly accurate in terms of where the price is when you're getting into some of these different exchanges. They don't always update, as you can see here. Like just with Rayblox, for example, you can see 76 hours ago, 76 hours ago. So some of these exchanges have fallen off, and you don't have the trading that's really going on in, or the trading data, if there is any. Let's take a look at this coin, Odyssey. So this is one that I saw that was kind of trending a little bit. So just come up, hit a peak in volume on the 28th, and see where it's trading. KuCoin, Robinhood, Ether Delta, BitZ is a decent sized exchange, but there's no volume really there. It's primarily KuCoin and this Gate.io, which is starting to be a bigger exchange. Let's take a quick peek at this one. So Gate.io, currently trading Ethereum and Odyssey are the top crypto being traded here, but 111 million in trading in a 24-hour period. So there's a decent amount. I don't know, some of these like rough, you see Bitcoin Diamond, it's this scry.info, I don't know what that is. So a couple of these coins I'm not really familiar with. Next one I wanted to take a look at is Fortana. This one, much smaller, but there's 8 million in trading, in the last 24 hours, and it's all in KuCoin. So some of these, some of these are just doing trading in KuCoin. It's kind of what we're seeing. So, but you can take a look at the charts here, and started out January 26th, pretty new, and it's just dropped since it's really kind of hit that market. Check on the chat a little bit. Anyone know anything about Linda? It's a privacy coin that is trading, a little bit. I actually bought a little bit. Can't remember where I bought it. Because it's trading in 2 different exchanges. Cryptopia, well, actually about 4 or 5, but mostly in Cryptopia. So you can see here, 87% in Cryptopia. Coin Exchange is a good one. Yobit. C-CEX Stocks Exchange. I like those. That trading activity that you're seeing there. 17, 18 million in terms of the market cap. So I see it as a good one to put like 0.1 Bitcoin at right now. Hive. Let's take a look at Hive. Did I get into this one? I can't even remember. Let me search. Bear with me one sec. No, I guess I didn't. Trading on HitBTC, Litecoin, Ether Delta, but primarily on HitBTC. So it came on in September, kind of pumped in October, pumped in a little bit in December. So when you see these spikes in volume, you see spikes in pricing. Right now you see it's trending down. But it does have some different markets it's trading in. I want to see it trading a little bit more Litecoin. But I think, once you see a little market distribution right now, like 95% of the trading's in HitBTC, and Ether Delta is a little bit, but Ether Delta is just like an exchange that I'm kind of frustrated with. It's like, it's one I want to figure out, but it's one that, it's like a techie one, and sometimes those can be a little bit of a headache. Hive is backed by Frank Holmes, a very well-known resource investment guru. Good to know, thank you. Hive is competition Populous. It was a ripoff of Populous. iOS token thoughts. Yeah, that one was actually one that was trending, but just like a day or two ago. Yeah, on Binance. And it just came out. So you can see here, it popped January 24th. You know, hit a peak of almost 714 or 716 million in its market cap. It's retracted, you know, to 450, but it's being traded in Binance, Huobi, OKEX, so some pretty big exchanges, and there's distribution here, you know, so you're seeing, you know, trading between like 3 major exchanges, and you're seeing it, you know, transacting a little bit here. So that's one I'm seeing is, I think that's a good one. Oops. So I'm probably going to keep this stream, you know, maybe another 10 minutes or so. I got a girl I'm meeting up with. There are some beautiful women in Vietnam. Talking to them all in Vietnamese. It's great. I use the Google Translator app. I'm getting to become a pro at that. It's usually pretty good. It's usually pretty good at deciphering what I'm saying, what I'm seeing. I still don't know why Linda went up 90x in such a short time. There was nothing special about that coin. Yeah, I think when I see those trends, I think you're seeing it maybe even from like a English speaking market. Like this might be a trend that's happening in some other foreign place that is just an easier way to transact between different exchanges, or just potentially just a lot of you know, marketing that we're not really seeing behind the project, or just, you know, people buying. Like some of those trends, it's like it just coins tend to pop in the market, and it could also be a coordinated, you know, pump and dump. There's groups out there that do this. You know, there's people that pool large amounts of cryptocurrency and can manipulate markets in some of these smaller ones. Now, like ISO token, I mean, it's a pretty big one. Like, you know, reached, you know, the 700 million mark, you know, down to 400. That's a lot of money, you know, hundreds of millions in terms of what's being invested in the project or the platform. So it's no small coin, but you know, some of these other projects, like I'm interested in some of these projects that have like between, you know, 20 and 100 million in terms of their market cap. Like I think that a lot of those, just even investing a little bit into all of those different projects, you know, you're going to have a lot of losers for sure. But if you have one that pops, you know, I mean, all you need is really one to go like 20x, and you basically have that one as a winner, and you have 19 other positions on other coins, you know. And so that's kind of one of the ways I'm looking at it. And there's also other opportunities when you're getting into some of these. Like I think when I was trading before, that was the thing I was doing. I was in like 50 different coins. Right now I'm in like 50 different privacy coins. And I'm on, you know, kind of looking at different ways of setting up trading and interacting with some of these different exchanges. And right now I'm on about 15 different exchanges or so. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to, you know, to kind of connect with them. So if you have like a, you know, basically like a Hotspot style API connection into some of these exchanges. Sometimes they knock out and they drop out at different times, and so they're not necessarily the best one. You kind of want like an in-house thing that's built to work with those different exchanges, and I think that's more of what you're seeing in like Korea, Japan, Chinese markets, especially when you see trading really, you know, exploding and taking off. That's one of the reasons why CoinMarketCap isn't including Korean prices, is because a lot of that is automated trading that's going on these massive exchanges. And we as Americans, we look at it and we're confused and we don't understand it. And it's just, you know, that's just whether you like it or not, that's where the traffic is. That's where the trading is. And this is even something I was talking about several months back, probably like September, October. You know, a lot of people were hating on Bitcoin Cash, but man, there was a ton of volume in that coin, and none of it was in American exchanges. It was all in Korea. So let me pull that one up so I can show you guys. You know, trading's been down for the most part, but it's still holding pretty steady. It's pumped at different times in the market. So it pumped right after it kind of forked with Bitcoin, and this is, so it peaked basically August 19th. You know, it had peaked at about $15 billion market cap. So zoom in so you guys can kind of see that a little bit. And progressively kind of came down, like bottomed out. This was kind of an interesting phenomenon that we saw in November. For some strange reason, it just really peaked. It was just trading pretty heavily, and a lot of that was in Korea. And that's kind of when we saw this like second surge in pricing. So these times where, you know, it was at, you know, $600 price point, and at one point was, you know, trading back up at $2,000, which was much higher than its previous all-time high, which was right around $900, you know, around this time frame. Now, if we take a look at the markets right now, where's it trading? HITS BTC, OKEX, POB, Bitfinex, BitHum. So you can kind of go down the list, but it's it has, you know, market distribution. It's basically gotten a little bit more of stability in terms of being in these different markets. It's 27, $28 billion market cap coin. And right now I think is a good buy-in time. I've always been really bullish on Bitcoin Cash, but I think we're going to see another surge. And we saw this, again, another surge on December 21st. And so we're in Asia, I'm in Saigon. So I'll probably stay on for another 3-4 minutes. Like I said, I'll probably keep this about 50 minutes. I'm trying to, you know, I don't want these too long. I want to do a video on how people should be watching my videos too. I think what you need to do is you need to get on and you need to get into the settings button, and you need to speed it up to either 1.25 or 1.5, and you can get through one of my videos a lot faster, and you can kind of skip through the different parts and different things that you kind of want to pick up and kind of learn a little bit more about. Your top 5 privacy coins. This is like your top 5 this and that. Like, you know, Doug Polk did a video kind of mocking that in a way. So there's those, I guess, you know, everyone is looking for advice and whatnot to kind of get into some of those different positions. Like, I don't necessarily, like, I'm trying to stay away from like clickbaity type things. You know, obviously you want to market your channel, you want to get people interested in kind of what you're doing and whatnot, but I'm not like doing this breaking news, such and such is going on. You know, like I'm not gonna be doing that. If you guys are watching my stream, I'm not that guy. You know, I'm just giving you guys what's going on in the market. I don't know a whole lot of people that are, you know, doing that. Tony Vase seems to be another guy. I've been kind of watching a lot of his videos and whatnot. So, but you know, you want to watch, you know, guys mocking other YouTubers, like you're gonna want to stick to guys like Doug Polk or Jay Snip. It would serve your audience to have a start here video. Yeah, like so like Crypto Daily, Richard Hart, there's a few other people that do videos and like they do like timelines and things like that on my videos. I would like to do that. I think what I might do is get somebody here in Vietnam to do that once I get this whole thing set up. Is get some help on some of that. Is just basically pay someone to see what it is the subject that I'm talking about, and put like a timestamp and everything, and then just do that in the comments. And so I'll be setting that up. Living wage out here in Saigon is $4 an hour. Like I can hire technical people at like $4 an hour. That's like good money out here. Like it's just different shift in mindset in terms of standards of living. It's very poor out here in a lot of ways, but there's also very affluent people in the technology positions. There's a lot of interesting growth and development in the markets here. You're seeing a lot of money from China come in, especially with the housing projects and everything. Like they're currently building like the biggest skyscraper. The thing wasn't there last time I was here in Saigon. And now in this different part of the city, you're seeing a lot of Chinese money that's coming in, and they're buying up all the property, and they're building these just like like cities in a way. Anyways, that's where I'm going to be going. I'm going to be checking out a little coffee shop there. It's supposed to be pretty nice. So maybe I'll do, like, I'm looking for cool places to do live streams from too. It's just I wanted to be able to just have a consistent live stream with you guys, because I've been having a lot of internet issues, and I apologize for that. That's another thing when you're watching my videos is if I'm having internet issues or something on my video, just skip forward a couple minutes or something. It might have self-resolved. It's just, I don't know what's going on, but Vietnamese coffee can eat through metals. They, Vietnamese coffee, like, it's different out here. Food's different, just culture's different. Everyone stares at me. But yeah, so for tomorrow, what I'm gonna be doing is I'll try to get on a little bit earlier, and I'm gonna be going over some different ways to kind of look into the market with like alternatives to CoinMarketCap. So I'm gonna do that and give you guys a little bit more info on that tomorrow. So appreciate you guys staying online. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.